Hi. By now, you've probably heard about the change in Google's search engine algorithm that supposedly puts the clamp down on quote unquote content farms. I'm going to tell you what I think about that in just a minute. I'm going to write down my thoughts right here. The idea is that Google wants to give its users, or its visitors, or its search engine customers, the best possible experience it can give. And the way it's going to do that is by giving the most relevant search engine results whenever a user types in a search string, right? I mean, that makes sense. One would imagine that's what they had been trying to do from the get-go. But apparently not, because they made a change in their algorithm that they claim is going to knock down or affect about, 11 or 12% of their queries. This is what I think about their change in their algorithm. You got that? Okay. Here's my take. If I provide really good content, whether it's my own or somebody else's, and I attribute my work or that work to the rightful owner or rightful author of the work, but in the end I am actually furnishing my website visitors the best possible experience they can get, then what's the harm in that? Okay, I will give Google the idea that original content is better than non-original content. If I wrote everything there was to write about, real estate, for example, and I became the authority and the expert on real estate, and I had hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of pages about real estate, that would be awesome, right? They would look to me as an authority. They would rank me highly, provided that my content was good and gave, quality results. The idea is that Google would rank me highly, right? That makes sense. That's a good thing. But I can't be the pro in real estate. Maybe realestate.com can be, and that's great. But if I pull an article or two from their website, and an article or two from Wikipedia, and several articles from article directories and whatnot, and I bring together a good amount of content written by objective and varied authors, am I not actually bringing a better user experience to my users than I could if I wrote all the content myself? Think back 20 or 30 years. When I was a little kid, we had encyclopedia salesmen. They would literally go door to door selling you, 25 or 30 volume encyclopedias for thousands of dollars. And inside those encyclopedias was not Encyclopedia Britannica or whoever happened to be the encyclopedia, 800-pound gorilla back then. It wasn't written by them. They basically went out and paid a whole lot of freelance people, and they pulled a lot of research papers, and they pulled it all in to this encyclopedia that little kids like me in 5th or 6th grade or whatever happened to be able to look up, scan through, pull information out, write a term paper, or write, whatever kind of paper that we needed to write at the time. There was nothing wrong with that, as long as you gave proper attribution to the writer. Now, Google is now saying that, we're going to, or at least the people who read about Google and are in the know about Google, they're saying that content farms are bad. And I would agree that websites that don't provide any value, that are written in poor grammar and poor English or poor native language or whatever, i.e. not well written, grammatically incorrect, factually incorrect, all of that kind of stuff, that's all bad. But if I brought in the best of the best, why should my site be quote-unquote penalized for not having original content? I think that's whacked. call this a rant, call it whatever you want. It's crap, because if nothing else, besides a search engine company and an advertising company, which is, I mean, really, Google's all about advertising, and it's crap. Google is nothing but a content farm. Look at their news. Google News. Where does their news come from? It comes from the AP. Same with Yahoo. How is Google gonna rank Yahoo? Yahoo has very little original content. All of their news, all of their sports, all of their weather, everything is pulled from somewhere else. It's all about syndication. And if you can get the best sources possible, like from Money Magazine or the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times, AP, all of these different news sources, what's wrong with that? So basically what I'm saying is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's good for the Google is good for the gander. And that is, if Google can do it and Yahoo can do it and those guys aren't going to be penalized for it, then why should I? If I provide a legitimate source of information culled from various places throughout the internet and elsewhere, and I give attribution, I'm not plagiarizing the work, I give proper attribution with a link back to the site I got the article from, what is wrong with that? And how is that any different than what Google and Yahoo and the other news sites are doing? There is no difference. So, again, Google's change in their algorithm is crap. I don't know how they're going to finish this off. I don't know how they're going to get this dog to hunt. I don't know how it's going to work. But I think, at the end of the day, Google is really doing all of this stuff simply to mess with things, to throw off the quote-unquote spammers or auto bloggers or, basically anybody anybody who's trying to quote-unquote game the system, by getting massive backlinks or doing something weird that fools the Google algorithm. I think Google's just doing this to switch things up. I mean, I really do believe at the end of the day it's in their best interest to actually give users the most relevant results when a user types in a search string. I absolutely believe that. But I think they're getting that now. I don't know. That's it. End of rant. See you next time.